He glances up, recognizes you.
I'm busy. Goodbye.
He looks surprised. Might be faking it, might not.
What weapons? What basement?
He tries to look shocked, fails, knows it, knows you know it too.
Lohar. Lohar's smuggling weapons to Arks. He hides them in the basement and I make sure they reach their destination. What they're used for and who uses them isn't my business. And it's not yours either. You don't find Lohar. Lohar finds you. And when he does, expect trouble. I admire your bravado. I hope it doesn't prove fatal.
He swallows, like he has a lump in his throat.
You look like the kind of person who's very forgetful, with the right motivation. I have a sum of money in my pocket. It adds up to a very good time in the tavern. God's fine. Take it and go. And if you say a word to Julian or anyone else, expect trouble.
He turns back to his work. You turn towards the safe.
I'm Alexander the Bishop. I'll bish you good.
No! I'm innocent!
Useless. Bloody useless. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point?
An elf in tattered red robes shifts through pages of handwritten notes spread across the table.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the list. Think, you damn elf, think.
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot. The elf leaps around abruptly.
What are you doing, lizard? Trying to get the drop on me? Sneak up and slit my throat? Empty bluster, serpent. Now leave me be. My Magister comrades are missing and I'm gonna find them. 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higber is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. That's what I'm intent on finding out. This tavern is full of scum and degenerates. The true culprit could easily conceal themselves amongst them. I have to keep investigating, keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, let me know.
Give up, sorcerer. Why? You're no better than the lizard.
How about sense of honor, lizard? Or do you even understand such a thing? I served the Magisters for years, with utter loyalty, but they banished all but humans from their ranks. I won't abandon them, though. They still need me. You do that. Now away with you.
So what are you going to do now that the White Man...
The cat stares up at you. Its midnight black pupils are too prominent for you to discern the colour of its glazed eyes.
8 lives already gone, but I'd gladly lose the last if you can throw me a fish. One of those smelly kind. But I need 'em. So yummy. They taste like shadows and spoiled cream and turn the air dark. Ah, it feels so beautiful against my fur, like being caressed by black cotton. Maybe I should stick to the good stuff for a while.
He pokes his nose at your map, leaving a wet spot.
I think you'll find something interesting there. Found me some goodies during life number 6. Now, if you don't mind, I need a bit of me time.
That can't be good for him.
All this damn work and nothing to show for it. Might as well have brought...
I've spotted something.
Fine, Bub, you're a hero. Fine, Bub, you're a hero.
Occupied! Oh, unholy hells! Do I sound like I'm alright? That's what I get. Bloody tainted stew! Makes a little, fish into some of my stew. Bloody mackerel must have been tainted. Save me, Lucian!
You're doing okay, boy of mine.
Why the devil is this stall out in the open?
Magister Regional Headquarters and Jail, Driftwood.
Would you have me die of
course, sir.
thirst? Fill
Right
my
away.
damn cup.
You're doing okay, boy of mine.
The Magister startles, realizing there's a stranger in his midst.
What do you want, lizard? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any more distractions. He's a deviant named Higba, a grubby little tinkerer with a criminal mind. Some of my Magisters have vanished from Driftwood lately, and I'm certain that fiend is responsible. The fiend's greed gave him away. He was peddling items that belonged to those missing from our ranks. He saw my men before they could seize him and fled.
Come on.
Hardly. By all accounts, he seemed like just another money-grubbing nobody. He must have caught my Magisters unawares. It's the only explanation. No matter, he'll face justice either way. If you catch sight of that dog, tell me or my men at once. Understand? There might even be a reward in it for you. Well,
No
do you know anything?
You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
But Ma...
Stop wasting my time then.
Okay, boy of mine.
Ma, I'm fine. I'm watching you, stranger.
Fine, Bub, you're a hero.
That's all you have to say. You may as well leave me to it then.
Bellwether, I need
You're
those
doing
reports.
okay, boy. Well, there's a fun face. Byron and I are patching up before we head home. Hope the Order folks are treating you all right. You stay out of trouble now.
Wait, would you have me die of thirst?
Right
Fill my
away.
damn cup.
You're the best. Come on, cut the
Keep your eyes peeled, would you? Ramos the Wanderer promised he'd be here.
The spirit of a Magister stares dumbly at her translucent hand, the fingers of which have been sheared off.
My ring! Where's my ring?
The spirit pivots her wrist, staring at the fingerless hand, utterly, morbidly entranced.
I should have been more careful. She hacked at my sword hand first. I couldn't defend myself.
The spirit stares, absorbing your question. Finally, she points her fingerless hand towards the kitchen. The spirit's lips part, trying to form an answer, but it doesn't come. She forlornly stares at you, unable to find the words. The spirit looks at you with the smallest flicker of realization.
I was still alive when she started cutting pieces off me. She wanted me to feel it. All of it.
The spirit inclines her head towards the kitchen. The spirit ponders your question and seems to shiver.
Oh, in many places. I feel my body in 100 moving graves, warm and wet.
Killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
The soft lines of her face fold into a warm smile. She sets the glass on the counter and pours you a generous portion of an amber liquor.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. Rare for a lizard, but all the more impressive. You and my Niles might even get along. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? You've still some way to go yet, then. What can I get you in the meantime? You ought to enjoy a little rest while you can. Don't you worry. The Magister will keep you safe while you're here. My boy Niles over in the Joy makes sure of that.
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent.
And where did you hear that? That disgraced elf who's been loitering outside my establishment since he was rightfully removed from his position. If I were you, I wouldn't pay any heed to the ramblings of that fool. We've only got amber ale, I'm afraid. Can't spare the potatoes for hard alcohol. If you'd like something that'll stick to your ribs, I'd flag down Loverick and get yourself a bowl of the house stew. Coming right up, darling.
Yeah?
May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
I've got to say, I think we're onto something interesting here.
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent. Killed by sorcerers, a most vile...
Finally! Your colleague over there is absolutely useless. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Ah! You truly are my saviour.
He inhales deeply over the stew, savouring the scent of it, then scoops up a large chunk of meat and swallows it down, seemingly without chewing. He pauses in anticipation, then frowns.
Rather disappointing, isn't it? After all I've been through, not another tragedy.
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you expectantly. His lip trembles dramatically.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was killed by those void beasts. I told him we ought not to travel in the hills, but would he listen? No. Now here I sit, my closest companion gone, our precious cargo worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested wilds. And on top of it all, the stew was a disappointment. Ah, then perhaps my luck has changed. Yes, perhaps this awful business might soon be behind me. Tell me, how are you in, well, Void Woken? Ah, terrific news. Then what I ask will be little more than a trifling. My mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands when we crossed paths with a great brute of a Void Woken. It made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'll do anything to get them back. Of course. We'll, discuss the specifics once you've returned. Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there have any use of such a cargo. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day. Good luck.
Twinkle and smile.
Pipe down, will you?
So what are you going to do now that the White Magisters jumped ship?
Same as I've been doing. Sitting here and suffering.
An elf sways on her chair, her eyes focused on the counter in front of her, where she has 6 glasses in a row. With the nails of 2 fingers, she's pressing red welts into her forearm. She slides one of the drinks towards you, her head bobbling heavily on her neck as she nods at the sparkling ale.
And that. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff to smudge everything into a pretty shape.
She slides another glass of ale toward you. Its contents sparkle in the dim barlight.
Bottoms up. Cheers to you, me, and...
Her gaze swivels around the room.
Damien's dull knife. This place is horrible. Never mind. Cheers to you, me, and me again. Another. Psh, give me one good reason.
So what are you going to do now that the White Magisters jumped
Look,
ship?
you don't need to do that. You don't need to... Look.
She shows you the 2 swollen, angry red welts on the underside of her arm. She slaps them without finesse, making herself wince, and stares at you intensely.
I know how to make it better. I can fix it, all of it. I'll tell you. There's this woman. I'm not crazy. And if she kisses you, she can change you. She's downstairs. And now I'm different. It's in her lips. It's in the magic. I changed the right way. And then, I think now I'll be fine. You understand? How, sometimes you just want to be fine. Yes. Yep. You ought to go see her. Dorothea. She can help. She can help you.
She looks at you earnestly, her eyes gleaming, the twinkle of the amber ale behind them.
I seem good, don't I? Yeah, I do.
Destroyed. Thus ended the conclusion.